Hi everyone, it's Professor Clark, and in this little lecture, I'm going to give you a quick refresher on the Russian vowel system. This was something that was covered in the first part of Chapter 1 of Голоса, but I know that that was a long time ago, and maybe some of you did not spend your summer reviewing Chapter 1 of Голоса, so I thought I'd offer you this quick refresher on how Russian vowels work. So just a reminder that Russian has 10 vowels. Actually, what it really has is 5 matched pairs of vowels. It has 5 hard vowels and then 5 soft vowels, and these vowels come in pairs. So each vowel has its hard or soft partner in this pairing system. So if you look at the chart on slide 2 of the PowerPoint, you can see that we have the list of the hard vowels on the top and the list of the soft vowels on the bottom. So we have the hard vowel a, and then its soft equivalent ya. We have the hard vowel e, and its soft equivalent ye. We have the hard vowel I, and the soft equivalent I. We have the hard vowel o, and its soft equivalent yor. And we have the hard vowel u, and its soft equivalent u. So why does Russian have this kind of double vowel system? Why do we do this, and how does it work? So we have what are called these hard vowels and these soft vowels, but what they really indicate is the hardness or softness of the preceding consonant. So this is just how Russian shows whether a consonant is hard or soft. It just has a hard or a soft vowel after the consonant. The exception is the hushers zh, ts, ch, sh, and sha, because zh, ts, and sh are always hard regardless of what vowel you write after them, and ch and sh are always soft regardless of what vowel you write after them. But the other consonants can be either hard or soft, and you indicate that by writing a hard or soft vowel after them. So for example, the name Anna has a hard N because it has an A written after the N. But the diminutive Anya has a soft N because we have a ya written after the N. As a side note, soft sounds are generally considered to be more diminutive than hard sounds. Or the verb být, to be, has a hard B, whereas beat, to hit, has a soft B. And that is indicated with the use of I versus I after the B. Another thing to know about the vowels are that the soft vowels ya, ye, yo, and u are what is called yodified, meaning they begin with a ya, or it's often written as a J in the phonetic notation sound. And so you can hear it. We have ya, ye, yo, and u. And so when they are pronounced at the beginning of a word or in a vowel cluster, we pronounce this ya sound at the beginning of these vowel sounds. So for example, the name Yevgeny, it starts with a ya. Or my name Yelena, it starts with a ya. Or the name Yana also starts with a ya. But the name Ivan does not, it just starts with an E sound. Russian, like English, also has a thing called vowel reduction, in which unstressed vowels are pronounced differently from stressed vowels. And you can see this in both the Russian and the English pronunciation of my first name, Elena in English or Yelena in Russian. The ah sound at the end of the name is unstressed in both versions and is pronounced as a kind of an or what's called a schwa sound. So Elena, Yelena. In both cases, the ah is not pronounced ah, but So how does vowel reduction work in Russian? What are the rules? There are specific rules for how it works, and if you know where the stress is in a word, you know how all the vowels should be pronounced or how they should be reduced. So it's quite straightforward. The vowels u, u, and I do not reduce. They just keep their original sound no matter where they are in the word and where the stress is. The vowel yo can only exist under stress. If it is unstressed in certain forms of the word, for example, shopet, a whisper, versus shiptat, to whisper, it becomes yeah and is treated just like a regular yeah. So again, yo can only exist under stress. Yeah, whether it's just yeah on its own or whether it's a yeah that's an unstressed yo, is pronounced as e when it is not under stress. And so here with these words that I'm about to show you, we have an example of both of these rules coming into play. So we have the word sleza, a tear, and in the nominative singular, the stress is on the a, and so that yeah there is pronounced as an e, sleza. But then you put it in the nominative plural and it becomes sljozy. All of a sudden the yeah falls back under stress and we discover it's really a yo, sljozy. The same with sistra, siostry, in which the yo in siostry, once the stress is taken away from it in sistra, it becomes a yeah, and that yeah is pronounced as an e, sistra. Or žena, žony, that yo in žony, when it is not stressed, becomes a yeah, and that yeah is pronounced as an e, žena. And because zh is always hard, it's going to be pronounced kind of like an e, žena. Ya is also pronounced as e if it is unstressed and in the middle of the word. For example, lydyanoi, icy. The stress is on the ending, and so both the ye and the ya in the middle are pronounced kind of like e, lydyanoi. If you have an unstressed ya at the end of a word, it can often be pronounced as a kind of a y sound, as in niedzielya or kuchnia. O and a are perhaps the most complicated to deal with, and they are both pronounced as a when they are the first letter in a word and they are not under stress. So, for example, in the names Arenburg or Ararat, both the o and the a there at the beginning of the words are pronounced a, Arenburg, Ararat. They are also pronounced as a if they are one syllable before the stressed syllable. So, for example, in the word stala, stol is written with an o, but when you add an ending, it becomes stressed, and so that o is then one syllable before the stress, and it is pronounced as an a, stala. O and a become a shva, which is that little upside down e symbol you see there, which is pronounced kind of like when they are two or more syllables before the stress or anywhere after the stress. So you can see this in the word Gradok, a little town, or Moila, or Lena, or Nina. So Gradok, the first O is pronounced a, g, the second O is pronounced a, ra, and the third O, which is the one under stress, is pronounced o, Gradok. With Moila, Lena, and Nina, we have an O or an A that is after the stress, and so they're all pronounced kind of an sound. Moila, Lena, Nina. So that is a basic overview of Russian vowels. I hope you found it useful, and we will reconvene later and learn some really exciting things about Russian voicing and devoicing next.